Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, round 17 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Super GT Series season, hosted right here on Gran Turismo Sport, and we are live for the Blue Moon Bay Speedway Infield A event here on Gran Turismo. We have 12 drivers ready to go, locked up and lined up double file on the front straightaway. We will be paced by our pole sitter, Art Splurge, out of Great Britain, and it's his first career pole award here in the NOSSCAR Super GT Series. The two-time world champ, Even Steven, right behind him, Gabe Machine in third. The green flag has been shown, and they're already fanning out, using the draft to try to make passes before turn one. Oh, up the hill went Even Steven there, and I think he might have even made contact with the outside wall. Already Gabe is trying to take second, but he lost control. He slides into the wall, and that was in turn 3. To second goes Even Steven, to third goes the Canadian Timac. Pac-Man is going to jump up there into fourth, and it's key to keep your eye on Pac-Man, folks. He's the points leader. He needs a couple of good finishes to close out this season and become the first driver to conquer Bill Baldwin in the final standings in the Super GT Series in 2 years. Bill Baldwin, here he is, scored in the 6th place position. Needs to get up there and get a podium finish and hope that Pac-Man has a bit of a rough day. Capitalize and gain some points back on the driver there up to 19. Out front, Art Splurge. 2nd place, Even Steven. 3rd place, the Rolex 8 winner, Timac 11. Round 1 of the season, folks, was an 8-hour endurance race, and winning the Super GT Series division was the driver right there of the 32, Timac 11. Pac-Man in 4th, Gabe in 5th, Bill in 6th. We have a newcomer, KZ, out of the U.S., right there in 7th, followed closely by Juicy J, who's had a strong season all season long. Quick Draw, another newcomer here to the Super GT Series. And we already have one driver pulling off the racetrack and done for the day, and we also have an unexpected, unscheduled pit stop there by Robert Lohman Sr. in the 42 car, already having handling issues here in the early going of this one. Fun racetrack, folks. It's a lot like the Daytona road course layout when you really look at it, and these drivers from the U.S. really look at this track like it's their home track when they come here. Steven having a good matchup here with Art, trying to run him down in the early going, hitting the 5-minute and 40-second mark. 60-minute endurance race, folks. GR1 cars with no custom tuning, and the balance of performance setting offered by Gran Turismo Sport has been turned on. So the horsepower and the weight have been altered a little bit from car to car to make it a bit more competitive and fair out there and bring it closer to a driver versus driver battle rather than a car versus car. Battle for 1st and 2nd is on. Battle for 3rd and 4th between Timac and Pac-Man is also heating up. Bill Baldwin on his own scored in the 5th place position. Juicy J scored in 6th. No immediate challenge from the newcomer KZs, who scored in 7th. Strider has lost a couple of spots since the start of this one, qualified in the 7th position, I believe. He's now scored in 9th and has a little bit of work to do if he wants to get up there and challenge for a podium. Gabe as well, qualified up there in the top 5 and went off course trying to make a bold pass for the 2nd place position on Even Steven earlier in the race. In fact, it was in the corner he's in right now, and he's got a lot of work to do as well. Pole sitter Art Splurge with the fastest race lap so far of the day as well. It's off to the best start, hitting his lines it looks like, and hitting his marks and being smooth. He hasn't missed a corner yet, it doesn't look like. Even Steven every now and then shows signs of life and closes in a little bit and shrinks the gap, but it looks like Art is maybe quicker in a couple of other sectors on the racetrack and is able to pull away at times as well. Big race for Pac-Man. Needs to hold on for 2 more races here this season to clinch the championship. Bill Baldwin driver trying to catch him in the point standings is actually the driver behind him on the leaderboard right now in this event, and he scored in the 5th place position. UCJ runs in 6th. We've lost another driver, so we started at 12. We are down to 10. And this place will eat you up and spit you out sometimes, and I think that some of these drivers maybe underestimated this track, or just maybe got a little bit too quick and crazy early in the going. Shadow was the driver, the most recent driver, who's going to pull off the racetrack and elect to park it for the rest of the day. He will finish in the 11th place position. It's been all Art Splurge so far. Currently scored as the race leader. He's got a challenger though. Even Steven has really closed in on him. 8 cars on the lead lap. Gabe is the next car to go, 1 lap down. You see him just in front of him there. Classic light sky blue and orange look there. Really love that paint job. And he's right in front of your race leaders. Now, despite his car being ghosted, which is a safety setting that we have for the race leaders to avoid any type of, chaos or drama. We don't want our leaders to be bumped by a car that's 1 lap down. It's just a rule we elect to have here. The draft is still there, so Art was able to use the draft down that long front straightaway to keep his advantage over the driver at second. Even Steven, and now finally a mistake by Art. And even Steven trying to capitalize. He's gotten to the inside. There's going to be a pass for the lead, perhaps, if he can get it to stick down there. Now Art is going to be on the inside for the next 2 turns. Art hangs on. Wow, what a battle for the lead this is already, and we're only working lap 16. We're only at the 15-minute mark of this race. We are a quarter of the way done. 60-minute endurance race, round 17 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Super GT Series season, hosted right here on Gran Turismo Sport. 7 cars on the lead lap. 12 started the event. 9 left on the racetrack. Love the sound of these GR1 cars. They're turning anywhere from, 57-second lap times, maybe up to about a minute if they make a few mistakes or two, depending on their track knowledge and how hard they're pushing it. Some of these drivers as well might be electing to save a little bit of fuel to maybe make it on 1 last pit stop before the end of this one. We've seen strategies like that all season long. Here's what the battle for 3rd looks like, and it's a 4-car dance, actually. The points leader, Pac-Man, has worked his way up to 3rd, worked his way around Timac. Timac has actually slipped to the 6th place position, and all 4 of them are still pretty much locked up nose to tail. Juicy J is the other car involved. He's right now riding along in P5. Bear in mind, folks, and many of these drivers also participate in the NOSSCAR Series races on the NASCAR video game, some of them also on iRacing. So a little bit of everything for everyone. NOSSCAR has a series for everybody here, so if you're interested in signing up, head over to NOSSCAR.com. Check out our pages, click the About Us page to see where we race and how you can be a part of it. We have a change for the race lead, folks. 2-time NOSSCAR World Champion Even Steven has pulled out back in front of Art Splurge, and he's going to take the race lead. He now has a 3-car length advantage as they work their way down the front straightaway, the main long straightaway of this circuit. Working lap 19, and scheduled pit stops are now taking place, and I believe the only waiver this time by was actually your race leader, Even Steven, and the only spot he's going to surrender in that process due to the gap he had built up over the rest of the field is the lead. He's only dropped back to 2nd, and he might be able to undercut Art Splurge by using those 4 fresh tires for 1 lap sooner. He might be able to pull his gap out further over the driver out of Great Britain. It seems to be a battle between Even Steven and Art at this point. And many of these drivers coming to pit road very soon, we would expect, and that would mean that they're going with the two-stop strategy. Usually see him pit at the 20-minute mark and the 40-minute mark. Bill Baldwin, second in the standings, comes to pit road. We can tell you that Art Splurge has already made his pit stop, and he's down and away, and he's only lost the lead as well due to the gap that he built up over the rest of the field along with Even Steven. So now this cycles everything back out with Even Steven as the race leader. Art Splurge is running in the second place position. More pit stops are going to come, we believe, the next time they pass the entrance to pit road. Pac-Man and Juicy J on the pit road for service. All of these drivers are always taking 4 tires, folks. It's just more of a question of if they're taking super softs or softs. Most of the time, these drivers take the super softs. They choose the grip over the longevity, knowing they're going to be back on pit road at about the 40-minute mark of this 60-minute endurance race. Art pushing as hard as he can, folks. I think there was minor contact made with him and the wall over there back in turn 2. Bill Baldwin, after the cycle of pit stops, finds himself up in the podium spot in third, and Art Splurge is on pit road. He was anyways. I believe he had damp. And that's a tough break for Art. He's up there running in second, having a great day. Pac-Man and Bill Baldwin are both going to capitalize. They are now running in the second and third positions. And there you see Art just in front of Timac. That's the battle for fourth and fifth. And that's the break that Even Steven needed, folks. The main contender, the main threat for victory here towards Even Steven was certainly looking like Art Splurge, and they had both driven away from the rest of the field, and the others were busy battling amongst themselves for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And so now with that problem for Art, Steven's looking really strong and really good here, and his chances have increased towards picking up another victory here in the NOSSCAR Super GT Series. We still are keeping our eye on Art to see if he can somehow, some way rally back and get back in the fight for the win here today. And problems for Juicy J. Coming out of turn 3, overdrove a little bit through the grass and minor contact with the guardrail wall over there, and that allows the newcomer KZ to close up on him. And that's the battle for 6th and 7th. KZ goes to the bottom, and he completes the pass. It didn't look like Juicy J had very much grip there going into that turn. Still doesn't look like he's got the grip that he wants. Might need to take a lap to clean those tires off, and he's actually going to come to pit road and change them. More pit stops occurring. 9 cars left on the racetrack. 12 started the event. Even Steven is your race leader. And we're approaching. Here we go. Second round of scheduled pit stops comes for the race leader, Even Steven. Pac-Man is going to pit at a 5th as well. Pac-Man playing it safe, of course. He knows that Bill is in front of him by a couple of spots, and he knows Bill's going to gain some points on him if it all holds station now, but as long as he doesn't gain too many points on him, Pac-Man should still hold on and win this championship. There's only 2 races left this season, folks. Bill Baldwin is a 2-time Super GT Series champion here. And if Pac-Man can do it, if Pac-Man could beat him here this season, he would be the first to do so in 2 years. Bill on pit road. And Timac on pit road as well. The Audi R18. Rolex 8 winner and won this season.